Hello everyone, Fel Arias here, and welcome back to the Dresden Files cooperative card game. For those of you who enjoy the Dresden Files, this is a great game to play with other people, but it is difficult. I will say that right now, it is actually the normal mode is actually very difficult. I just didn't start with an extra card. So, I want to beat Stormfront. It's so hard. Okay, hopefully I've got an advantage right at the front. And I've got Harry with something right here, right at the front, so I should be able to do that. So, and I don't have I do have consult with Bob, so that's perfect considering I have 3 cases on the same row. So, let's get this going. I want Harry to go first. Okay. First thing I want is I want this. And everybody gets to draw an extra card. Now this is the one I really want to get rid of, but I don't have the ability to do that just yet. But I do have the ability to take this other advantage right away. So all the advantages are gone, so I can start actually doing things. So I'm going to discard this for Fate. And due to her special ability, adds a clue on the farthest person. Susan! You're the best! Let's see, and I don't want to attack yet because of this stupid card. And I can only get a certain amount of fate back because you can only have a max of 13. So I'm actually going to... Oh, and I can't discard for fate. So I have to hit something. So I'm going to use this. Oh! Oh! Oh, that hurt. But I had to spend some of my fate. Okay, so that evened out. I'm gonna get rid of this. Just to get rid of it. So I need to move this up too, which means I need to discard for fate twice with Harry. So discard you for fate. Which means I add a clue at the shortest range. So that's great. Means now I can discard you for fate and not feel terrible about it. Move you up. Let's see, Karen. Range of 3. I think I'm going to use this one and just hope that I didn't get a low number, but... Discard for more fate. And discard for fate. So now I can move you up, and now Susan can take care of it so I can start hitting things. Means I can discard you for fate, too. Oof. Ouch. Gonna consult with Bob and get 2 hits on all of these cases. Oof. Going to use her special to get fate back. Once I solve this, this card will be perfect to solve that. So I think I'm going to let Harry... No, Karen. I'll have Karen draw another card. Now it's Karen's turn. You discard this. You attack these guys. Let's see here. I think I might have screwed myself over a bit. 3 clues to any one case. Investigation. Solves target case, draw 1 card. And I don't want to kill him until I solve this. So I'm going to play it risky and I'm going to actually pass my turn. Which means I have to discard with Harry, which sucks, but... Damn it. And I have to start the showdown even though I have a card left with Karen. Because I have no fate left. Oh, this is the Dresden Files cooperative card game. Which I have yet to beat the first level, which is the first book, on easy. Which means I might end up taking the offered extra card. Oh yeah, I completely, utterly failed that again. The entire point of the game is to have fewer foes on the board than you have cases solved. And I'm mainly using, like, there are a lot of better characters to use for this board, but I'm trying to stick with the characters that were of the main characters, like the main characters of the book. Like, some characters have more of a prominent role in a book, or some characters aren't involved with the books. Harry Dresden, of course, is in every single book, so you have to play as him. Currently, I'm playing solo because I don't have anybody to play with. But it's a pretty fun game overall. I like it. So, oh, and this one's right at the front, so that's nice. I'm actually going to, oh, it's planning mode. Okay, so this is Susan. The card colors match up with the cards on the board, so red cards affect red cards, green cards affect green cards, to make it a lot simpler. And yellow cards are bad, they're obstacles, so they put like a damper on all of your fun plans. And this is based on the Fate system, which is a 6-sided die that has 2 pluses, 2 minuses, and 2 blanks. Blanks are zeros, minuses are minus ones, and pluses are plus ones. So, and here's how much fate you have to work with up at the top. And here's how much fate each card either will give you if you discard it or cost you if you play it. I also have the actual physical copy of this board game, and I love it so much. It's a lot of fun in my personal opinion, but I also love the Dresden Files books. I even have a Harry Dresden blog where I think Lee Pace would be like the perfect Harry Dresden. But right now my obstacles are Morgan is watching. Morgan is just a douche. He's a fanatical zealot in the books who I hate personally. But basically, until that is overcome, any sort of attack cards I want to use, like these ones, cost 1 extra fate. And this one, any blank becomes a negative, so there's a chance to get a negative a lot more often than there is to get a positive with the 3-eye drug war, which in the first book, there's this drug going around that lets people see things and really screws them up, and it's great. Like, if you don't know what the Dresden Files are, it's a modern fantasy series based around the only wizard in the phone book, Harry Dresden. I could talk about it for hours. Like, I have talked about it for hours. And I absolutely love it. He's 6'9" and wears a duster jacket that he has like engravings on the inside to make it mostly bulletproof. I mean, it stood up to a sniper rifle in one book, but just barely. Spoilers. This stream will be full of spoilers for the books for those of you who haven't actually read them. But so my purpose in this book is to figure out who the Shadow Man is and to beat him. And the Shadow Man summoned this toad demon. But it's a demon, so it's really powerful, and so it's not the easiest thing to fight. Also, there's a giant scorpion, and there's Marcone. Marcone is basically the mafia boss of Chicago, where the books are set. And Marcone employs these 2 goons. The red-haired one is Hendrix. The other one doesn't last past the first book, because Hendrix shoots him for trying to pull a gun on his boss. But so this game goes through the book and basically the major plot points of the book. So I'm hired to basically figure out why people's hearts are exploding, like literally exploding out of their chests. And it's great. And in the books, there's a speed potion that turns you into wind that you end up using at one point in time, and beer at Max. Max is a really nice like pub or bar for the more magically attuned people of the world. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to get this speed potion. But this costs a lot. I mean, there's a chance it'll cost less. But there's no need for me to use that since both Murphy and Susan, I believe, have advantage cards that are a lot cheaper. So what I'm actually going to start with is I'm going to not have Harry start first. I'm going to have Susan start first. Susan is a reporter for the magazine, the Arcana. All I know is that it's a magazine that's not very well thought of because it publishes, like, oh hey, somebody married Bigfoot, somebody did this, sort of thing. So she's absolutely head over heels in love with Harry, and Harry is absolutely head over heels in love with her, but he's a bit dense when it comes to people being into him. Just a little bit. Okay, more than a little bit, but so want to add some clues to this case, because as soon as I add clues to this one, it this letter here means it will add 3 clues to who is the Shadow Man. So I look for another card with C on it, which is this one. So it'll add 3 clues onto this one, which is what I'm looking for. So now Karen has a great thing that when I discard, not only do I get that fate back, but I also get to add a clue to the case of the farthest range. And with Harry, when I discard, oof, I didn't manage to discard for much, but I get to move either an advantage or a advantage up 1. And thankfully Susan's is kind of mirror to Murphy's or Karen's, where I get to add a point to the closest case instead. So I'm at 11 and the max I can have is 13. So now I'm going to start hopefully solving some cases. So, and I don't want to use this because this right here means it's a die roll, and right now I have a 2/3 chance to get a negative. So I don't want to use that, so I will be using this one, because getting negatives on this one is good. Oh, but apparently, yes! It does work. So I want to add it to this, because sooner or later this is going to be front row and center. So I have the chance to possibly get rid of this one. So I'm going to go for it. And I don't, so I end up getting rid of this. And it costs me. But at the same time, let's see. Yes, please. Wait, cancel out of that. I don't have enough fate to try that, especially with Karen coming up next. Because I want to be able to do her thing. I'm actually going to discard for fate, because I don't need Susan to be able to get rid of the obstacle. Yes, Karen can do that for me. Although it might cost me a lot to end up doing it. On the other hand, I have enough to do this. Which adds clues there, and I get to draw a card. I know there are no valid targets, but I want to double check who else has an overcome an advantage. She does. So I'm going to discard this in favor of moving this forward. Okay. Because now I can do this. which means I can attack things. But I have accidentally gotten rid of all of my claim advantage cards. So, shit. So I've got pray and pray hard. Let's see. That Karen draws a take advantage. And she did. Oh, Karen. You're the best. Because now everybody gets to draw a card. Yes. I'm gonna hurt the Shadow Man. Perfect. Oh, wait, not perfect. I needed a 2. No target. There we go. Getting all of this looking really nice. Oh, that's perfect. So perfect. Range of 3, 4. The chance to add hits to a bad guy. Or this. If it doesn't defeat the target, I'm gonna go with this one. Oof. I'll just gain back fate with Murphy, using her talent. And Bob, the consult with Bob. Bob is a talking skull, to put it plainly. Now I can definitely solve this one. So I think I'm going to go for that. Even though it oversolves it, the bonus of the card lets me do this. I've already solved that case, so I'm just going to kill this thing. I'm gonna... What are Murphy's cards? So I'm going to pass turn, and then pray. Because now I don't have enough to get all the way to Murphy. Well, I guess I do. To have more fate to... There we go. So basically, I might win this one. It's all coming down to the showdown, which is a final-ditch effort to try to win. So this means I automatically get a 3, but then I roll 6 of the fate dice. So basically what I want is I want a -1 or better on the die. And I got it! So I finally beat this game! Well, I finally beat level 1 on easy mode for the first game. Victory!